All right, well, welcome to this brief session on improving OpenStreetMap in Tanzania. We've made tremendous progress in the last several years in terms of building the base map, and now we're really taking advantage of the local expertise in terms of locations, names, and businesses and other points of interest. And so I'd like to point out some of the issues that we need to work on to improve. One of the key things about OpenStreetMap is it's not only a map, but it also is a database. And that database is used to do searches. So here we have a village uh, that has two identical nodes or point labels. And they're very good in terms of the attributes. It tells you which country, district, the name, the region, the ward. So it's very clear information. But if someone were to type this name into or look on the map, well, where is this village? And these two labels are in the proximity to each other, but the in the search in terms of a location needs to have a single location. And so here's some kind of guidance on the tag that is place equals. And so you only need one node per settlement. That is a neighborhood, a village, a town, or a city. And it's best to take that node and position it at the central part of the town. That could be like in the central area where near the main road where another main road joins, or where the bus station is, where the buses and taxis uh, work out of, or if it's just along a road with no other streets or roads coming off, but kind of in the middle part where you would say that this is the center of the the village. And then in terms of the name, there's, even though in Kiswahili you may have a village or town as a part of the name, we don't need to have that in the name in OpenStreetMap. It's fine to include it in the name SW for Swahili, but in the English one, we don't need to include village. And for sub-villages, even though this is an official designation in Tanzania, it's better to there is no OSM tag for sub-village, so the place would be place equals hamlet, and that would be if it was an isolated area away from other settlement. So you have this distinct group of homes and farms and buildings that's isolated. But if you have a sub-village that's a part of a larger residential area that's adjoining, then you would call it a neighborhood and just have the tag place equals neighborhood. In perhaps a large city like Dar or Dodoma or Monza, you could have place equals neighborhood. Um, I'm not sure. It doesn't matter as much, but um, or you could have suburb as a another tag, or sometimes quarter is used. But it's best not to have multiple villages. It does have an official designation in OpenStreetMap. So in terms of the cleanup, um, what we need to do in Tanzania, especially in Mara region, is to merge the duplicate nodes, combining the tags to make them, some nodes were created by different people and they have different tags, and you want to combine them together. And then we also need to have the names to be proper case. That is, all capital letters is not good. So they need to have the proper case name, the capital letter at the first part of the name, and then lowercase letters for the remaining uh, letters in the name. And then there are some obvious tagging issues. They have fix me tags, but For example, I've seen many times someone will, a new mapper will put a motorway junction and it's just on a path. And so those tags can be removed. So here's an example in another place, two of these nodes right here, the same village name. One of them has village as attached as part of the name. We know it's a village because it's tagged place equals village. And then here we have one that's in all capital letters. So in this case, we would select the two nodes and then combine them. Here's another example where we've got the name of a secondary school is all in capital letters, and this is good information, but we need to turn it into proper case. So let me close close this, and so here I actually have JAWSM open. And here you can see I actually moved this node for the this town to kind of the central part. You can see that it's it is a proper town and has a larger area. And then we have this one here is shown as a village. And I guess I don't have the expertise of the local knowledge to know whether this is a true village. It seems like it is a part of the actual town. Perhaps it's would qualify more as a neighborhood or a suburb. So something to consider. And then I guess one other technique I'll show is next to this school. This is the best way to label a school. Actually, I would suggest that these are the teacher residences, and this school actually is larger. And then we have the football field shown here, and one in JAWSM, it's pretty easy to create using the preset tags. So if we go to sports and then ball, now even though football is a word that's used in many countries around the world, the tag in OpenStreetMap is soccer. And the reason for this is there are three other types of football around the planet. And so we're going to tag this as soccer field. It's a pitch, and the sport is soccer, and then apply the preset. And then I sometimes like to make a Q to make it rectangular. Then we can come into this tag for the school, edit it, and make it proper case. And, oops, sorry. And so now the name will be will be in proper case. So in this case, for this tag here, we would need to do some research to find out, is this a true separate village, or is it a sub-village within the town of Ndugu? So with that, I better save my edits. I have some error that I created. This looks like another football pitch as well. So why don't I create that? Create the four nodes, go to the presets, sport, soccer, apply presets, and then hit the Q key. So my mistake there. And so I'm going to Tanzania, tagging, next is Mara. And for the source, I'm going to say Maxar Premium. And I'm going to upload my changes. and now it's available for everyone. So with that, I guess if there's questions, I'll take them. And it's a brief introduction to improving the tagging in Tanzania. So any questions?
Thank you. Harry, did you have any questions or comments?
No, I think everything is clear there.
Great. I have a question. I've seen in quite a few places there's what is something is obviously somebody's house, but it's labeled as a village. Have you come across that, Harry?
Yeah, most of those things are like they are schools. Many of the school people label it as that, as you said, but as the one that tag that show like the sub village, that was like a school, because you can see the nature of the school. Most of the school in Tanzania is like the building are constructed nearby, and there is a soccer ground. So that is not a village actually. It was just a school.
Well, I think it's also important to note that often we'll see places that are tagged as a farm with the family name or the person's name attached to that. And we need to respect privacy. And in fact, OpenStreetMap is very clear that individual names are not appropriate to include in the tagging. So it's important to it's okay to call it a cotton farm, but not to call it Juma's cotton farm, for example.
No, but for example, in Burunga, if you search for Burunga, there's Burunga Village, Burunga, and there was also what was tagged as a village, but it's called Jumatano House. And I've seen quite a few where.
How do you spell Burunga?
Burunga. I think Jumatano House has hopefully been taken out because I asked Shabani to do it. Because I think he put it just as a fix me. But is there any automated way to get to find things that are tagged as village but have a really silly name like Jumatano's house? Because I've seen these in other places as well, and it would be really okay, like that one. That's one, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously trying to have a district map of villages, and then you've got some rogue elements that are not villages at all coming up is fairly a fairly basic error, really.
Yeah, this would be one that really has some problems because it's labeled as a village. It's called a shop, an apartment, toilets. This one is definitely one that should be edited. I mean, I think people sometimes get the idea that just because you can add tags, you should, but I don't know. I'm not even sure what is at this place. I mean, there's nothing here.
Well, I mean, okay, in that case, is it best just to delete it then?
Well, so actually, this is not in English. This is in Swahili. What does machine la kubola kukoba mean?
I can't read it. It's too small. Harry, did you hear that?
Machine ya kukuboa.
That's a milling machine.
Oh, okay.
A milling machine.
Yes.
Oh, well, okay. So in that case, well, we want to fix this is because this is Swahili.
But isn't it okay having it in Swahili?
It's perfect in Swahili.
Yeah.
but it's not a village.
No, definitely not.
And it's not I think it's there's no, I think the amenity would be, it would be an amenity. And it could be like a grinding machine. It's a milling machine though.
It's a maize mill, isn't it? Is that what you meant, Terry?
Come again?
Is it a maize mill or maize?
It's for, I mean, it can be used for many things. Cassava, maize,
Yeah.
it's a milling machine.
Oop. And it's a grinding mill.
Yeah.
So so this is probably the name of it, is the marketing house. Although, you know, the issue is that I don't see any structure associated with it. And that's the problem. If it maybe, is it in this location?
It won't necessarily
But
be very big though.
I mean, there are some of the cases that you can find, maybe where a person is using maybe maps.me. You can reach to the place that in maps.me, there's no building or structure, but in the ground, there is a building.
Yeah,
In
I
some
understand
cases.
that, but I'm looking on the aerial photo and there's barely even roads here. But this tag now is better because there's no reason to
At least it doesn't, at least it's not a village.
right.
But is there a way, for example, in using something like map roulette or something, to try and pick up all of the things that are not really villages because they've got house in the title, or they've got, I've seen other ones that say so-and-so's motorbike shop tagged as a village. Is there any way to do that automatically?
Yeah, there, well, I mean, it's not, let me show, yeah, we have overpass turbo, and let's see if we can do this amenity node place.
Have you done this, Harry, overpass?
Well, let's see. Place.
Yes, I've done it with overpass actually.
Okay, great. Did you find it useful?
Yeah, so here you can see all the place equals village showed up. And then so you can see the ones that are in all capital letters. I guess I picked a spot that wasn't too bad.
Well, if you pick near Mara, near Magu, just north of Magumu, that would be good. Yeah, or that sort of area.
So now if we look, I think, I'm not sure how to have the overpass query that says contains or is like. It would take me a bit, but you can certainly can see this. And then from here, we could No, I don't want to do that. I want to, from here, you can open an editor.
Yeah, because there's a lot of duplicates there, aren't there?
Right. So we'll see if I got, JASM is not working that way. I'm not getting JASM to open. I guess the other thing you could do would be to save as a GeoJSON, and then I can open that with JASM. I hope. Oh, it's coming on the other window.
Have you used Map Roulette?
I haven't. So
Okay.
here we have all of those. Actually, this works pretty well because there you can see the duplicates.
Mm.
And I'll turn on the Maxar. And so we're trying to figure out, well, where actually would be the village. It seems like this is the village down here, but we also have these. So I suspect that we could call this place actually a hamlet. And I'm going to go to the tools and merge nodes. And
Harry, do you know this place? I mean, is it? Do you know if it's officially a village or a hamp or a sub-village?
I mean, what's the name of the village, please?
Sogoti.
Sogoti.
Hmm.
It's a village.
But is this the village down here in this area?
It's look like, I mean, I'm not very familiar with the place, but there is a village called Sogoti. So, yeah.
But see, here we have, this one is saying it's a Kebanchabara, no,
Kibancha Bancha.
Yeah, Kebanchabancha.
Yeah, there's also a village called the Kibancha Bancha.
Right. So here's one that I'm going to move this to this location because it should be at the center of the village, and then I'm going to edit it to remove the word village, and also the one in the English one. And so let's see, this is the school, so that's good. So that is so Harry, you see how moving it to the center of the central part of the actual village is important. And so here we have two. So I'm actually I'm actually going to delete this one because we have this one tag here that is the name. And I don't know where this node came from, but we can delete that tag as well. Okay, well, I think you could, let's see, are you still recording, Janet?
I'll stop.